So in this video, it's going to be sort of a tutorial come learning video, because I've never in my life done a hyperlapse. Now I got a Mavic Air 2, which I've never tried it on. I don't think it's on the Mavic Pro, but I definitely know it's on the Mavic Air 2. But now I've got the Mini 3 Pro, I thought I'd give it a go. So I watched a couple, like we all do, I watched a couple of videos. A lot of them just go straight into it, miss out a lot of them, or they actually show you when they've only got half a battery or it's blowing a gale. So today, as you can see, I'm sat down in the shade because it's really hot today here in Spain, and I'm going to go through the basics of hyperlapsing, if that's such a thing, because I noticed there's quite a few things there. There's the circle, obviously waypoints. I think waypoints is the main one if you want to do a nice hyperlapse. Now another thing here in Spain, I can't fly at night, and obviously doing a hyperlapse, I think the best time to capture a hyperlapse is actually during at night with the lights. Well, we're not allowed to do that here in Spain, so that's a bit of a downer, but it gives me a chance during the daytime to find some spots where I think it might be interesting. Just over behind you is a roundabout, and there's a road there, and I thought we'd just do something really basic first. And I think another thing that's not explained on these videos is you got to do it quite a few times until you get it right. So it's never going to happen the first time. I'll be amazed if I can do a really good hyperlapse, and it sounds like a good hyperlapse time is about 10 seconds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the drone up in the air. We'll set up a place where I think the drone will be good, and then we go through it on the screen, and we go from there. And obviously, as always guys, because even though I'm an old bloke, I've been flying drones for years, I'm still learning. So if you've got any tips, that would be fantastic, how you would do it. Now I'm going to do everything in auto. A lot of people say use the pro settings, and I know there's could be no ND filters. The sun's behind me, so let's give it a go, and hopefully we'll both learn something. So I put on a fresh battery, and I think that's always advisable, guys, especially when you're doing a hyperlapse, because it's supposed to be you got 34 minutes of battery time. I would give yourself probably 25 myself personally. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the drone off the ground first. So auto takeoff. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to where I want to put the drone. Just get the drone set up. Bring it up a bit more so I can drop that gimbal down a bit. I think that's a nice position. Okay, so what we want to do first is obviously go into hyperlapse. So scroll down, hyperlapse. So I'm not too sure about the free thing, but it's telling you the parameters, but I'm going to do circle. Right, so what it's doing is I'm going to have to hook on the subject. So I've got to select a subject. So I've done that. I'm going to do, I've been told if I do 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to do 10 seconds, 250 frames. I'm on automatic. We've got the little button there. And I'm right in thinking what it's doing now, it's taking JPEG photographs while it's going around. Yeah. So according to this, I believe what it's doing also is doing a countdown as well. So it's done 6. Now, what I have noticed is some of the guys that are teaching these hyperlapses have been, obviously because they're pushed for time, have been doing it in strong winds. You do really need to go out, guys, and pick a nice calm day, because the drone does move about slightly. And I've noticed lately, I've been doing a couple of point of interests, and I was on a really windy day, and even though the drone was going around nice and smooth, when I looked at the footage big, you could see it wobbling a little bit slightly. So, and you don't particularly want to do that when you're doing a hyperlapse. I know. And another thing is, I don't want to mess about in Photoshop or, I don't know, Premiere, Adobe, what you want to call it. I just want to do this and then put the video footage up straight away. Now, I presume you could go through all those photographs. I'm not too sure how this works, because this is my very first time. But I know for a lot of people, they're probably a little bit nervous doing this. I mean, obviously, as long as you're keeping an eye on the screen, I've got 46 shots already. Interesting watching it as it goes, because every time it takes a photograph, everything stops suddenly. And don't forget, you can cancel it. Just underneath it, you can see the pulls there. You can stop it for some, I don't know, maybe there's an I mean, another thing is about when you're going out to a location that you want to film, especially with a hyperlapse, make sure there's no tall trees or buildings maybe. And obviously, if you're doing a night shot, you're gonna have to go out during the daytime. And no doubt, a lot of people would probably go out and do a daytime hyperlapse and then come back in the evening because they know where the obstacles are. Now, I presume that you might be able to save it, especially with the waypoints. I don't think with this one you can actually save the position, because I know, for instance, Litchi app, obviously it's not going to work with the Mini 3, but maybe on the Mini 2, if you're doing a waypoint mission, you can actually save that on the Litchi app. Now, I've never done it on the DJI app. The last time I did a waypoints mission was when I had the Phantom 3 standard, and I did that on Litchi. So yeah, I'm just babbling at the moment, aren't I? We've still got another 5 minutes yet. Obviously, what I will do, I will speed up this process, because obviously it is a bit of a time-consuming thing. So we finished that. What I'll knock off the green little cross there. I think what it's doing now, I noticed on the right-hand side there, it's doing the percentage. So I'm just going to leave the drone there a moment, because I'm not too sure what you got to do there. So I think what it's doing now, it's going through the process of putting it all together. So that's another thing you've got to think about. Now, I've still got 62% on the battery there. So looking at that, maybe I can still press the return to home button on the left hand side maybe, but I'm going to let it go through the process. Coming up to 100%. So the video's been created, that's good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring the drone back. I'm happy with that. So it's asking me to do another subject, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it for the moment. So looking at that, it was 2 seconds, 10-second length, and the speed was 1.1 miles per hour, and it was a counterclockwise, so it's clockwise position. So anyway, I'm going to come out of that now. So that went pretty easy, really. I quite like that. I quite like this. I will look a bit more into what the free thing is. Maybe you just set it up and you just keep it in one position, maybe, and maybe that's what it is. So I've done the circle. I'm going to do a couple more, and probably in the next video we'll do the next one down, I think, which is the course lock, and we'll have a look at that one as well in another video. And I'll probably put a couple of these hyperlapses together at the end of the videos. So guys, give it a go. I think you'll enjoy it. As always, guys, fly safe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, whatever. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you in another video.